POC Network here with another unboxing. This time we have the M5 AudioCast. What this is a Wi-Fi based wireless music receiver for any speaker or speakers, say a stereo system or whatnot, that doesn't support wireless, like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. This doesn't support Bluetooth. It's specifically Wi-Fi, and the purpose for that is they wanted to create a product that can have a much wider range. Now, you might be familiar with this. We have covered similar models that do exactly what this does in the past, and they actually all come from the same company. Top secret information there. But in the past, we've covered two of these, and we loved them. They're really great. They're useful. You can plug them anywhere and stream all your music to them. They work. It's not just limited to files, but also streaming music as well from third-party websites such as Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and I believe they're making more, or opening up the option at least for more in the future. But what happens is this is a real simple version actually of the unit. It's really small, and it specifically has a 3.5 millimeter input or output that goes to your speaker or speakers, and it has a micro USB input for bringing power to it. And that's it. And of course, if you have an alternative input for your speakers like RCA or 1/4 inch, you can always adapt this. You can use a different cable, or you can just use an adapter that plugs into the end of this cable. But that, of course, would be up to you to buy on your own from like Amazon or eBay or some other place. So we're going to go ahead and take a peek inside before we discuss further, so you can actually see what the device looks like. First thing you come to is the AudioCast. Like I said, this is small. This is really, really small, and it's nice. It's lightweight too. So you definitely, thankfully this is going to be something that's going to be plugged in somewheres into a stereo system, and you're just going to leave it there. And hopefully you're not going to travel with it because it's so light you're going to forget it's in your pocket. You're going to wind up throwing it in the washing machine going, I forgot my AudioCast in my pocket. But it's really simple, it's light, it weighs like just a few ounces. We'll make sure to put those specs in the review when the team runs it. But on the side, like I mentioned, you have your micro USB for power, and you have your 3.5 output for audio. And the only other thing you have is a WPS button. What that is it's a protective connection between this and your wireless router. It's like a handshake, so you don't have to actually pull up your router and play with your settings and add this or do this or add the router to this. All you have to do is hit your router, of course, has to support WPS as well. So as long as it has a WPS button, you're ready to go. But what you do is you stand by your router and you hit this little WPS button, and then you hit the WPS button on the router, and you might actually have to hold it down, but you'll tell when it actually starts blinking at you. And then what will happen is when the router goes into WPS mode and this goes into WPS mode, the router basically looks for that other object that's also broadcasting, and they shake hands and they automatically communicate with each other. So it shares the password and everything in relationship with that, and next thing you know, it's on your network and you're ready to go. Makes it really user-friendly. And that's it. The only issue, which if we dig further down, is the cable. You have two cables that it comes with. You have your 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter for your connection between this and your speaker device. So this is what you're going to want to adapt from in case your input for your receiver or your other speaker is alternative to 3.5, which is also known as 1/8 or mini or headphone jack. That's not really the issue, but just to keep in mind, if you need to adapt it, when you buy this, make sure to get the adapter too, so you're not sitting there waiting for an adapter to come in before you can play with it. But the only issue we had is the USB cable. This is what's used to bring power to the device. Make sure I plug it in right. And since this is a static or a standalone device that's going to sit somewhere by a receiver or a speaker, usually it's not something you're going to consistently bring around with you. The issue is this. USB, it does not come with a wall adapter. We've seen this with the other two as well, and a lot of things, it's a popular thing these days with smaller gadgets. They aren't coming with their wall adapters. They expect that you're already going to have one laying around for your cell phone or your tablet, which is true. If you're buying this, you most likely already have a cell phone or a tablet sitting around. But you don't always want to be dragging that wall adapter from one thing to another, because you might forget where you put it. And since this is going to be, pretty much stationary in most scenarios for most people, you're not going to want to sit there and go, let me go get my adapter and run and plug it in the wall. And bring power to this and then walk away after listening to music later on. You go to bed at the end of the day or the next day and you realize my phone's dead. I got to charge it. What did I do with the charger? Oh. So that's where it becomes an issue, you know, when it comes to mobile devices, like sure, one charger to rule them all, you know, for a wall adapter, that's great. But when it comes to stationary items, it really would help to have a wall adapter in here, so you have that option. Else, if you're lucky and whatever you're plugging this into, if it has a USB port that supports power, and or if there's a TV, like if it's part of, you know, like a TV's right next to it or something, you can always plug this into the back of the TV, because most TVs will have a 5-volt output USB that's capable of providing power to a device like this. So you can plug this into the back of the TV, plug this into the speaker of whatever you're sending the audio to. So, little miniature review right there, but you're going to want to, you know, take a look at the review on our website at pocnetwork.net/blog and see what our authors have to say about it once our team gets their fingers on it and they play with it. But basically, again, this is a Wi-Fi music receiver. It allows you to stream music from your cell phone, your tablet, or any other connected device on your network, just like you could, you know, normally from your receiver and other things. That's, you know, if you had something that supported Wi-Fi, you would see, you know, like options in there typically to stream music from a computer on your network. Well, this is what you're adding to the receiver or the speakers that don't have that feature. And you can either do it from your computer, or if you want to do it from your tablet or your phone, what you can do is you can download an app, and the app is currently available on iPhone or iOS devices and Android devices. You can get more information. I think it's AudioCast. They have a website with all the information on it. We'll make sure to put that in the description below. But there is a website where you can get the information on the app. And I think it's audiocast.io. Again, it'll be in the description below. And you can download the app to your phone or your tablet. And what it'll do is it'll allow you to stream music files from your phone or tablet directly to this. It could be MP3s, FLAC music, and so forth. But it also, that's where you're also going to be opened up to the options of Pandora and iHeartRadio and all the other apps, as well as any apps in the future they decide to support. Another cool, unique feature about using the app to send music to these is that you can actually have multi-room capabilities. So if you bought more than one of these and put one in every single room of your house, you can actually send it simultaneously to all of them and have every single room of your house that you have one of these in playing the same track, which is really cool. So that'll be good for parties and definitely give something for your friends to talk about. So this is the M5 AudioCast. Really simple, really small, really light. USB cable, 3.5 millimeter cable. You got some instructions here, which are really simple. They give you a diagram and talk about what to do with the app and how everything connects. Keep in mind to go online and get an adapter if you need to adapt to RCA or 1/4 inch or anything else, and that's it. So to read more about this and figure out what our team has to say about it, make sure, once again, go to pocnetwork.net/blog or pocinc.net/blog and see what we have to say. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.